If the synagogue knew that I'd become a believer in Yeshua, they most likely would not have allowed me to fulfill my bar mitzvah. So I made a decision just not to tell anybody until after I'd finished my bar mitzvah.
Before I came to Israel, I had a lot of fear about being Messianic, about being found out. I felt like if people here knew that I was Messianic, I would be rejected.
When I was a kid, before my parents even told me how to pray, I would find myself standing by my bed at night, facing east and reciting the Shema when nobody was watching. It was just, from the very beginning, it was completely obvious to me that the direction the Lord wanted me to go in was to be a part of both the physical restoration of the people of Israel and also the spiritual restoration. Okay, so this was the first time I ever came to Israel. I came on a program called Taglit. In America, it's called Birthright. I remember the first time we came up to Jerusalem, and I remember for me, it was like this serious spiritual moment. I couldn't understand why everybody else wasn't as into it as I was. I didn't know that my life and my children and my ministry and everything that I've done from that point on would be in Jerusalem. What year was it, honey?
2005.
So, okay, good.
Still great.
So after the tour, we had the opportunity to stay in Israel a few extra days, and we made plans with a friend of ours, me and my friend, to stay there. And when we got to their house in Jerusalem, they said, "We are so sorry, but somehow we double booked our guest room, and there's this woman that's going to be staying here at the same time."
She said, "Oh, well, I hope you don't mind. We already have these couple of guys, these couple of punk kids staying with us." And then Evan came in, saw him, shook his hand, "Nice to meet you," and then immediately grabbed my friend. "Why didn't you tell me the most gorgeous guy in the world is gonna be staying at your house at the same time I am?"
And then it turns out that that was my future wife, Elisa.
Pretty much love at first sight with Evan.
Honey, everybody in Israel takes salt out of that container.
No, I should have a pretty container. Have you never seen a cooking show? I'm making challah, because this is just a traditional Jewish bread that we eat on Shabbat. It's something that we've done for generations, and it's just part of who we are. It makes us who we are.
This I've saved ever since the day of my bar mitzvah. It was really important to me. I'm not sure if everybody still has theirs, but this was a certificate I got after being bar mitzvahed in the congregation I grew up in. I came to faith in Yeshua about 6 months before my bar mitzvah, and I was sort of at a crossroads. I said, "Mom, I know I believe in Yeshua, but I know that I'm a part of the Jewish community, that nothing's changed. I don't exactly understand how to put all the pieces together yet, but having my bar mitzvah is one of the most important things to me, and I want to do it." If the synagogue knew that I'd become a believer in Yeshua, they most likely would not have allowed me to fulfill my bar mitzvah. So I made a decision just not to tell anybody until after I'd finished my bar mitzvah.
Which one did you make, the big one or the small one? That one. It looks really good. Are you excited for Shabbat? Before I came to Israel, I had a lot of fear about being Messianic, about being found out. I felt like if people here knew that I was Messianic, I would be rejected.
Israel to me is everything. The foundational scriptures of my life and everything I'm doing are in Ezekiel 36, where God promises he'll regather the outcasts of Israel. And then once we're here, it says that he'll pour out his Holy Spirit upon us. So we've thought if we can find unmet needs and meet them in the name of Yeshua and do it openly, that that's a place where we can have a lot of impact. Dental care is one of the only medical services that's not covered by our medical system here in Israel.
He found a need, and he saw a practical way to solve it, and so we kind of came together, and it was actually really awesome because I felt really part of what he was doing, and I feel like I've contributed a ton to the building up of the practice just from my previous experience of 10 years as a dental hygienist in different offices, really excellent offices in America. I was thankfully able to learn from some of the best dentists and able to just bring that here.
Open up, you ancient doors, swing wide, you gates, and let the King of Glory come in and take his place.
There's an energy in Jerusalem. It's not like anything that I ever experienced before I moved here. And it's different than the rest of Israel too, which is politically, culturally, spiritually, everything. it's hard and it's fantastic and it's tense and it's beautiful, and there's just no other place really like it.
To see you lifted high above all things and crowned as King, King of glory.
It was very natural for us to open our first dental clinic in Jerusalem. One, because it was a central place in the country, and so a lot of people could get to it before we had the opportunity to expand and establish more clinics. But there's a whole lot of spiritual significance, obviously, to doing the kind of work that we're doing and doing it in Jerusalem. So here we are in our first clinic. This is where we got started with the dental ministry, and we're still going strong. Last year, we treated over 2,200 Israelis here, which is just an amazing thing to be a part of. I can't take you in because we're in the middle of a treatment. There's somebody here getting treatment right now, but this is the primary treatment room where somebody's undergoing treatment right now. Down the hall, we have more treatment rooms. We do dental hygiene there, and we have secondary dentists, and what can I say? It's awesome to do. It's great to be a part of this, and we love serving the Lord in this way. Before we started our clinics, the typical model had been when somebody needed dental care, an aid organization would send them to get free estimates from local dentists, and whichever was the least expensive, they would just pay for them to go to that dentist. But it wasn't effective or efficient financially. So what the idea God gave us was to create the whole system ourselves. So what we've been able to do is create full service clinics where all the staff are believers, where we own the whole process from the start to the beginning. And not only can we treat a lot of patients that way, but the price per patient is much, much lower than it would be, like a fraction of what it would be to send them to a private dentist every time somebody had a dental need.
See that you are working hard. It looks like you've been flossing, treating people in the name of Yeshua and treating them as he would treat them, which is the best possible standard that we can give them, the best possible treatment, the best possible experience, and the best possible health. We can do everything to our utmost because we're doing it for him. We're doing it for the God, for the Lord. Patients that were really down in the dumps, and they were just, after we treated them, they were so grateful, and we're like, why are you doing this? And why are you treating us so well? And I'm just like, God loves you, he cares for you, and I'm doing this because I love God and because he loves you, and they've been really encouraged. You okay?
Yeah.
This is why I chose this field, so I can talk as much as I want. Nobody's gonna stop me.
From day one, anybody we met with, we always told them we're doing this as local believers in Yeshua. We're doing this because we want to live out our faith as it's expressed in the New Testament. And despite that, everybody's cooperated with us. We haven't had any resistance. The local Ministry of Welfare actually sends people to us with a note, and in the note it says you're going to a Messianic Jewish dental clinic. So it's just been really miraculous how much the community has accepted us and how we're able to reach so many people. It normalizes the relationship between Messianic Israel and non-Messianic Israel, and that's very important to us.
אז קודם כל אני רוצה להודות לאלוהים שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
So we're heading up right now to the grand opening event of Hatikva Clinic Haifa. It's our second dental clinic, and it's a huge step forward for us as a ministry and for the local body of Messiah. Hey.
Right. Welcome.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Wow. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It really does.
Wow, excellent. These are nicer than the ones we have in Jerusalem too.
האמנתי בפסוק שכתוב, הכל אני יכול בעזרתו שנותן בי כוח, ואני מרגיש את זה גם כאן, שכל דבר שאנחנו חולמים להשיג למען מלכות השמיים, שניתן לעשות את זה, אם אנחנו נאמין שזה ניתן, ואנחנו נעקוב אחרי יהושע.
Yeshua commanded us to take care of the least of these, and this is our role. Everyone has their own specific role, and we're functioning in the dental field.
I read something in the Bible, אני חושב, אני לא בחרתי את זה, אבל אלוהים בחר בי לעבוד פה.
For years, many people preferred to sort of be more in the shadows or to not be known as believers, or we're afraid to say they're believers. And we're really challenging that. We believe that the best way to approach ministry in Israel is just to say, this is who we are, and to do it as an indigenous organization, and that's really opened a lot of doors for us.
This is a small picture of heaven, really, having Jews, Arabs, Gentiles. This is the one new man in Messiah. He makes the two one. He breaks the wall of partition, and he unites us together.
Through helping these people that are in need at our dental clinic, we're able to show the love of the Lord to them, show them kindness, show them warmth, show them what they need in their day, just to feel, somebody cares about them, because we really care. I truly, deeply love every person that I come in contact with. And I know that sounds extreme, but I just really have his heart for his children. I love seeing people through God's eyes and praying for them and just trying to share his love, to be his hands, to be his feet, to be his voice, if I can.
We feel that's our role, that is our domain. Those are things that we are called to do, that we're equipped to do. And just to do them and see it happen is just my greatest joy.
I'm here, I'm ready, I'm willing. Pick me, choose me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Thank you for joining us as we provide a spiritual insight of what God is doing in Israel and in the Middle East. If you want to learn more about what God is doing in Israel, make sure to visit us on our webpage and follow us on social media. Shalom, and God bless you from Jerusalem.